Shay had a night. Proud of her, obviously proud of Z. Just got off to a really rough first half. I was as interested probably as you guys to see how we would respond, to be quite honest with you. And, again, when you have so many new faces, so many new pieces that have not met adversity yet, you're always curious to how they're going to respond. And I thought in the second half, we responded in a much better way. We only gave up 22 points in the second half. We obviously outscored them, in the third and the fourth. And we only had 8 turnovers, against a team that pressed us for majority of the game, or not if all of the game. And so, certainly we're going to find things that, like I said, we got off to a kind of a sluggish start, but really, really proud of, how we responded. And we will continue to get better. We'll continue to learn from all these early games that we have. And some of them, quite frankly, aren't always going to be pretty. Tonight, like I said, I was eager to see, and I was very, very pleased with how this group responded.
Questions for Coach?
Teri, I asked Shay if you mentioned defense at halftime, and she said, "Did she?" So what did you tell them about improving their defense?
Well, I mean, again, we felt like, in that first half, there was 2 kids that were hurting us, 14 and 12. I mean, they had, math-wise, but they had a majority of their points. And they had 1 assist between them. And so, what the adjustments were is that, all these other guys, those 3 players around those 2, we needed to do a much better job of being in our gaps, crowding when they had the ball, just helping whoever was guarding, if it was Nevaeh on 14, if it was Z or Val, guarding number 12. Anytime they tried to, put it down on the floor, we were trying to bring a second defender. We were just trying to crowd them and make them uncomfortable. And so, that was the adjustment that we made. I think the kids, started to figure it out a little bit. Did we continue to foul too much though? That's the one bugaboo right now I have with our guys, is that I just, we got to do a much better job of playing cleaner and not putting those, these teams at the free throw line. And so, like I said, we'll continue to work. But yeah, part of it was about defense at halftime, and some of it was, about offensively what we thought we could get better looks. And trying to execute a lot better than we did in the first half. Thought we settled for a lot of threes. We weren't hitting them, so we got to figure out a different way to score the ball.
Coach, you had 14 layups tonight. However, you missed 9 inside. Is that something that you're definitely going to preach and film and practice?
Well, you know that better than I do. So 9, I didn't know 9. I had no idea we had 14 layups and missed 9 of them. I know Val had a hard time, with a couple wide open ones, just connecting on those. I thought Vea at times, Z the same thing. We just got done talking about it as a staff. My opinion is this, if they're wide open and we miss, that's on us. But, some of those I thought were forced. If we don't have the advantage, I feel like either 2 things have to happen. You got to score it or you got to get to the free throw line. And so if Nevaeh is going to continue to try to be aggressive at the rim, she's going to have to learn how to make contact with her defender and get herself to the free throw line. Somehow she has to be rewarded. And Z the same thing. I think Z settled a little bit what we were trying to do there in the second half. We told her no more Sigma, no more catching it off the block. Your job is to bury whoever's guarding you, to get her inside the halo, get a deep bury. That's the only way you're going to score it. And so I thought Z did a much better job in the second half of doing what we asked her to do.
Coach, how important is it to have a scorer down low like Z that holds so much gravity of help defenders to open up your shooters like Shay and Lene?
Well, there's no doubt that she's a very, very talented player that can score herself. But it's, there's nothing better than having a 5-man, and we've had some really good ones, as you guys know, in our program. It just helps, right? Because they put so much pressure. When you do have a post player like Z, like Mackenzie Holmes, that can score the ball. It does require other teams, I think, when they scout to figure out, how can they help in a single coverage, their 5-man, or are they willing to dig and maybe, just enough where, the thing about Z is I thought in our first game against Lipscomb, I mean, her patience was incredible. And when they started bringing that double team, she made all the right plays. And so I would suspect that as we move forward, she's going to see more doubles. But that's the one thing about Z. We got to continue to tell her to stay patient. But her willingness to throw out those doubles and not try to, work against 2 defenders, I think will be huge for us in terms of how she handles that. But she does open up some options on the outside for us, without question.
Here in the back here. Hey, Coach. Shay, I believe she scored 18 straight points there by herself at one point, 25 points there in the second half. Kind of when she's going on a run like that, are you kind of just getting out of the way and saying, when she's in that zone, just go?
Well, I mean, one of the things we always try to do is, if we can get stops, we want to play fast, and then you just got to trust your team that they're going to make the right reads and the right plays. But I think Shay had one of those special nights, where she felt not only that her teammates needed her, but she was feeling pretty good about her opportunities to score the ball for us, and she was terrific. And we needed every last one of those points that she put on the board for us tonight. But it's great to see. And here's what I will add. I think Nevaeh can give us more. Beaumont can give us more from an offensive perspective, because I don't think we just want to rely on Z and Shay to carry us, the rest of the season. I thought Maya came in and took advantage of her minutes tonight. As well. And so, but we need more of that help from the bench. Odessa has to be better. If Faith's number's called, she has to come in and give us something, impact the game. Phoenix also. And for us, it's not scoring the ball keeps you on the floor for us. It's guarding, defending, rebounding. That's what keeps you on the floor for us. And so, that's been our message from day one, since we've been here. I want to play you, but I want to play you because you're really doing some special things defensively and impacting the game, because I think your offense will come if that's your focus. But we need more help from those guys. I have a lot of confidence that there's those young kids, those guys coming off the bench, those pieces are going to continue to grow inside of our program.